All right, so let me just see how I can. All right, so I will go ahead and highlight myself here for the moment.
Now got this big white thing in the middle. Oh, I don't know.
Just
Dick-
put got it on there, Miriam. It'll say,
What?
on the big white thing, there's a little green thing that says got it. Just hit got it.
Okay,
That means you understand that the session is being recorded, so they want to make sure everybody knows. It's a privacy thing, right? They want to make sure everybody knows that this is being recorded. So if you're okay with that, that's the point of it. Okay.
my daughter-in-law is not gonna take it because she really wants to just see me and do it with me, so and she'd have to get up at 6 in the morning, so she's not.
I
going.
can understand that. All right.
Hey, I have to ask a technical question now? I have all four of us on the screen and I can't remember how to get it down to just you, Bob.
Oh, okay, hold on, just click. I think if you click on the, somewhere on the screen. Are you on the iPad or a computer?
Upper right-hand corner where it says view.
Right.
Yeah, mine doesn't say view. Maybe I need to turn it sideways.
Are you on an iPad or a computer?
I'm on a cell phone, but hooked
You're on
to a
the
television.
phone.
Oh,
Hooked to a
Okay.
television set, yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, so let me see here. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me go back to gallery mode. Okay, so if you click anywhere on your phone, you might see gallery mode. There's like a box with a bunch of little boxes in there. Hold on, let me take the recording off. We don't
Yeah,
need
I'm-
to. Okay, now go ahead to pause. Okay, recording's in progress, so please agree to be recorded, and we'll go ahead and start. I'll put on the lights. Okay, ready? So let's do our warm up. Just kind of stretch the tissues a little bit. Okay, now let's not strain. Okay, ready? So just inhale. And just gently reach, gently, right? Just kind of just stretch, just gently expand the soft tissue. And then now let's try to practice just letting the arms just drop, okay? We might just kind of practice that all by itself. Okay, come on up. And just feel the arms just drop. Okay, one more time. As I go on up, put a little bit of awareness into your feet. Now just feel your feet touch the floor as you go up, so you can feel your feet supporting the rise. So your feet are pushing, like almost like kind of pushing into the ground as you raise. Good. Soften here, soften in the shoulder, and then gently just. It's like the walls are like marshmallow, and you're just kind of pushing into the marshmallow. Yeah. And I'm sure all of you have had marshmallows, I think, so you know what I mean. I was just thinking, like, some people who never had a marshmallow wouldn't know what I mean. Okay, let's have a little bit more of an open stance. Let me square off to the camera a little bit. Okay. So we have a little bit of an open stance. And again, here's your iliac crest. And you just soften it a little bit so you can just sit into it a little bit and just feel how that kind of creates almost like this arch in your legs. Okay, so we're going to just kind of move that arch around. We're going to go from side to side. So ready? Let's inhale. I'm going to move my hip. And then exhale and move my hip forward, turning my feet ahead. And then feel that arch, that strength in the leg, so the inner leg and the outer leg. And that's where you open and exhale. And then look, pull the fingers up gently, push the bottom of the heel out. Keep the shoulder down, and then I'm gonna drop down the elbow here. Okay, inhale. I'll give you a variation. This is a Master Chen's variation, which is just down to here. It's a little bit different because it gives you a little bit more shoulder rotation. So you can go down to here or just go across, whichever you like. Okay, inhale. We'll try Master Chen's variation, exhale. So my knuckles are facing forward. It gives me a little bit of shoulder rotation. Okay, inhale, exhale, and down. So just get that slight shoulder rotation in the shoulder. So you stretch out those muscles there. Exhale, settle into the hip joint. Inhale, exhale. Okay, let's inhale back together. All right, so inhale up again, just gently elongating the tissue. Fill up your rib cage. Okay, again, we can have the hands slightly ahead. If you can, it's okay to have it here, but don't strain to get it straight, like in line with your ears. Just wherever is comfortable. Okay, inhale, exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. Imagine just opening the joints gently. Again, root into the ground with your feet. So here's your core, so make sure your core is engaged. You want to engage your core a little bit here. It prevents a little bit of doing overarching. So we're just going to keep that spine nice and neutral. Remember, we talked a little bit about the scapula, the shoulder blade. So we want our shoulder blade to kind of feel like it's kind of coming into the body a little bit. Help our posture. Okay. So, which means is not to like to crank your arm back to do that. It's just try to see if you get a feel of what this shoulder blade feels like as it kind of comes in. Okay. Down. One more time. So here's your shoulder blade. So see if you can feel like, even if you don't have that sense of the muscles in it, you can even, palpate it and see if you can wake those muscles up. Okay, let's relax. Let's do a little bit of shoulder rotation again. One, and then we just go nice and simple. Okay, turning the hip. Inhale to the front. Exhale, side. Okay, let's go slow, go gentle. Inhale to the front, exhale to the side. Okay, let's relax. Okay, so before we do this, let's just practice a little bit of coming up. And then here, I just want to just drop them, right? Just so I'm not purposely trying to pull something. I'm just going to come up, and I can feel a little bit of tension, hold my arms up, and then I'm just going to let that tension go, so they just fall down, right? All the time. Okay, and then when you rise up, imagine that shoulder blade coming down like that. Okay, and then relax down. One more time. Okay, so get that sense that they have their own weight. Here's a hinge, and you just let go of the hinge, right? Okay, so we're going to do this with a little bit of with the heel. So we're going to up and down, and you don't have to go very high. Just feel those arms. Just let go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold your core. 7. All right. Master Wuju says no more than 7. Okay, so let's do a little bit of hip work. We'll go ahead and just do this hip rotation. 1, 2, 3, Okay, and you can reverse, try to reverse that circle, find that rotation in the hip. 2, 3. Okay, we're going to add a little bit of turning. Okay, try to keep the body upright. Okay, when we turn. So think you can even just put your hands right here in your center and just start with that. So you just turn the center. Okay, and then we can just make sure you just turn the center. Okay, so the space between your hips. Feel that turn. And you can just get a very gentle, you can put one foot up. I want you to get the idea of just turning from, you can put your hands here even. Okay. Once you get that idea, then you can let the hands go and allow the arms to be free. You can give yourself a little tap. Keep the shoulder blades up. Hold the chin in. Let me do this. All right, where were we? Okay, good. All right. Then let's work a little bit with the hamstring. Okay, so let's make sure you're gentle with it. You can put up on the heel if you like. And then just imagine there's a chair behind you and just reach back. Okay, I really want you to kind of just focus on keeping this nice and firm. So we just focus on this part. Okay. You can up and you can go back nice and gentle, no bouncing. You know, some people, they do this bouncing thing. Don't do that. Don't do that. I had a teacher that says, you know, she used to like smack you in the head and say, don't do that. Okay. All right. We'll just do that one. Oh, there are other ones, you know, you could do with that. But I just want, you know, for the sake of this class, I try to make things more, I don't know, that we don't really push the envelope. Let's put it that way. Okay. So this is kind of a bad posture. So you always maintain that good posture. All right, let's come on up. Go ahead, drop this. Okay. We'll do a couple more warm-ups and stretches. All right, let's do this one. So we have this posture in the yang style, which is just called that bow arrow stance or the forward stance, so 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Okay, so you can see it's a little bit better. All right. So I want to point out that this foot is not way out here like that. It's kind of the same distance as my hip.
Oh, shut up.
Okay, hold on.
I'm sorry. Get
It's
out.
all right. It's all right. We're going to do this. All right. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Ready? All right. So let's push the heel into the ground. Engage the front part of your abdomen, you know, engage your abdomen a little bit, but not a lot because I don't want to crunch. And then tilt up a little. Okay, without arching the low back. So you need to really engage the front part of the abdomen here. The abdomen, that's in the front. Okay. So, okay. And then firm around here in the core in the back. So we're stretching this part here. And pull the head in, come up. This is a posture that we have in the form, right? And I'm going to kind of discuss this a little bit with you guys. So we often, this is often very shortened in us. So we have this in the form. Now in my teacher's class in LA, Master Dong class, not everybody, you know, I don't know if he discussed it or anything, but you see other, like in the old pictures, guys have very straight thing, I guess. But in his class, people went like this. Now his grandfather had this bent in the leg because that reduced the stretch here because not everybody had that length. Okay. So it was like if they had to do that and they did this, they kind of arched the low back because they may not have that. They would have too much tension. So what happened as that form developed, that back knee started bending a little bit to make this more comfortable. And both ways are fine. But what I'd like, us to work on is just being able to just have a more open body, a body which has a larger range of motion, right? So push down the heel, hold your core, lengthen the neck, lengthen the head, push the legs into the floor, okay? Now, when we do the form, you don't have to do this, but this is just going to be part of our warm-up here, just to get a nice. So we're going to switch sides. So here's what we call the bow arrow stance, or the forward stance. All right. Push the heel into the floor. Hold your core. Okay. So I'm not tucking my butt under. That's a very different thing. I'm just opening this. I guess geographically it looks like my tucking my butt under, but I'm not taking the hinge, the sacrum, and trying to turn my tailbone under. I'm just rotating at the hip joint, keeping my spine in a neutral shape and feeling that opening in the front of the hip. And then, okay, and rooting into the ground. Good. All right, come on up. Shake it out a little bit. Okay. So I wanted to practice a little bit of this idea of just letting the arms drop. So we'll just start simple. Okay, we do this in the beginning too, right? Up, let it go. Up, let it go. Up. Of course, we can do this more dynamic. Up, let it go, out to the side, let it go, to the front, let it go, out to the side, let it go. Get the idea, so there's no tension, the arms just let go. Okay. It's very simple to start with, just start simple. Okay, so let's try a little bit of rotation. I think I'll face away, it might be easier. Maybe not. Okay, I'll just maybe face this way. Okay, so pick a side. Okay, so I'm going to pick this side. I'm going to bring this one forward, pull this one back, then exchange, drop. Pull this one forward, exchange, drop. Use my hip. Turn my hip, drop, turn my hip, drop. Okay, up and let it go. Okay, use your legs like you're pumping. Okay. So I'm bringing this one forward first, then bringing it back. You can think of just one side coming back and forward like this, and the other side just follows along. So just put your mind on one, put your focus on one side will help you with the rotation. And just turn the hips, nice and relaxed. Feel the weight of the arm. Two. Almost like the weight of the arm, it just gives that momentum up. Okay. I'm not going over the head because sometimes if you go over the head too soon, you might get that tension here. So I want to reduce that tension. Okay, let's see if we can figure out how to do the opposite rotation. So pick the other side, go that way first, then bring the other side. Okay. Go nice and slow. Do it digitally, ones and twos. Oh, it's actually zeros and ones. Pull the chin in. Okay, and then let's try to loosen it up. Try to get the movement with the legs. Right? I'm using the legs and my hips to make the movement. Okay, if I didn't have the arms, I'd be kind of doing this. Good. All right. And let's just relax here. Okay, good posture. Okay, let's work on some of the movements in the form. I think I'll keep it at portrait mode so you can see the whole body. Okay, so we've kind of loosened the shoulders and the joint, and we got an idea of like what it's like not to have tension, like not to lift my arm up with tension and put it down with tension. Just to kind of, when I raise my hand up, I want to feel my shoulder blade kind of engaging into the back of the body. Okay, as I lift my hand up, so I lift my arm up, I want to feel like kind of an energy or sensation. I don't like to use that word energy because it's like, I don't know, it's too amorphous. It can mean anything. You just feel like a little sensation, like you can feel the other muscles react down here as you lift this up. You know, as you lift something up, this is going up, so something has to go down because you need a counter movement, right? All right. So here we go. Let's go 1, 2. So here we are. The entire warm-up was just about this, right? Just go nice and easy. Feel as you lift, no tension. It's like you're going to lift something and you're going to use these muscles behind you to lift. And you can just let it drop. Feel the weight of the arms and how that affects the feet. Come up again. You can pause in different places. Let's do a little experiment. If you stick your elbows out like this, there's a different feel to it. If you put your elbows angled down, there's a different feel to it, right? Again, it's very important as you perform the moves that you don't like make the move. You just have to kind of almost analyze it, not overanalyze, but just notice how the movement feels, right? So here I can rest my arm on my body. Okay, we're gonna go into some movement now. So let's do the up, down, and you go down, feel the heaviness of the arm, the body, root into one foot, okay? And we're just gonna step out with one foot, either foot's fine. And we'll work on our push. Okay. And we'll start with some simple movements, then we'll go into our little Chen cell warm up. Okay, so let me, I should probably get a different type of outfit. So one hip is kind of going, so one hip is going forward and one hip is kind of coming back. Okay. All right. 1. So I have this slight rotation in the hip joint. I also have my elbows out here like this so you can see what's going on. Okay. I'm going to keep my core in place because I don't want to arch my low back or tuck it under. Okay. I want my back nice and neutral. You know, other disciplines, other things like, you know, yoga and stuff like that, they do other things, okay? We're not doing that in Tai Chi. In Tai Chi, we're trying to keep the body in its natural alignment. We're working with the body's natural alignment and using our natural alignment and moving with our natural alignment. Okay, just so come back and exploring the natural rotation of the joints. Coming back. Excellent. Let me just go here. I like to put you guys on gallery view. So let me just see here if I can get gallery view here. Okay, gallery view. Okay, I have you guys on gallery view here so I can sneak a peek at you every now and then. I'm taking the class also online. And it is really helpful to have the to know that the teacher is looking at you. I'm looking at you guys. All right. That's why I resurrected my old MacBook. All right, 1. Turning into it. Okay, let's step up. Take your time. Just really, you know, as you step up, take your time. Just don't step up. Just Notice transition from weight, one leg to the other leg, then step back, then feel the transition from the front leg to the back leg. And we'll go ahead and work the simple push. So in the push, as you're using your legs to push something, imagine you are like, you don't imagine have to like you're pushing a car, but you can also imagine other types of, let's imagine the marshmallow. You're kind of pushing into a marshmallow and the marshmallow pushes you back. Okay. I'm not sure if marshmallow is a good analogy because marshmallows are full of sugar. Anyway. So if you're pushing gently into something, it pushes you back. So really get that sense of you're just kind of gently pushing, you really have to push something in there. Good. So you can feel our legs are starting to work. Pay attention to the back knee, the back foot. Make sure that is in proper alignment. Okay, arms are relaxed. So come back. When I push forward, imagine that energy goes down the back. Okay, so I don't use very much energy. Or I don't have very much tension. I don't have any tension in the, try having not any tension in the hands and the arms. Obviously, there's a little bit of tension, or a little bit of energy. I just said I don't like to use that word energy, but a little bit of intention in the hands because you need to put your hands in a certain position, right? Okay, let's transfer. So slowly step up, then step back, and we'll work with the brush knee. Okay, so when I work with the brush knee, so I'm not leaning back, I'm leaning forward, right? Okay, so I'm just kind of riding that hip joint. Okay, so, and then I'm just kind of working the shoulder joint, working the spine a little bit, working the hip. 2. I don't know if you guys ever seen like Karate Kid 1. Okay, so this is wax on, wax off. Go slow. Again, feel that relaxation in the arm joint, in the shoulder joint. We're not using shoulder tension. Okay. I'm lifting the arm because I have like a contracting weight in the back, helping me to bring, it's like an elevator weight. So here's the elevator and there's the counterweight in the back. And then I just relax the arm down. Okay. So same thing in the other hand. Okay, just work on your breathing. And we'll work, of course, we'll always work a little bit of our one leg balance. And just kind of work on that every day a little bit. Feel the weight of the arm. Let's slowly step up, feel that transition. Root into the new leg. Step back. Slowly transition to the back. Okay. Let me face you a little bit more on. I should probably get a different workout pants. So you can see that I'm bringing this hip forward a little. So I'm bringing the back hip forward a little, not 100% forward, just a little bit, right? I'm bringing the hip, this back hip forward enough so the hand can come and follow through. Okay. So the hands are hooked with the hips. Okay. Maybe you can think of the elbows are hooked with the hips. And the shoulders are in line with the hip. So if the hip turns, the shoulder turns. The hip doesn't turn, the shoulder doesn't turn. Okay. Nice and relax. Okay, despite being a repetitive movement, right? And if you put your mind or pay attention to the movement, it becomes quite a rich movement because you have your finger joints, you have your hand, your elbow, your shoulder, your knees, your hip, your posture to work on, your low back to support. Okay. Your upper back and thoracic spine, the thoracic region of your spine to see if you could help mobilize that and support the muscles around that. While all the time relaxing into the movement. And the breathing, notice what's going on with your breathing. You should do this all day. Well, maybe not. Okay, inhale. Let's do a little bit of the cloud hand. And I would still like us to work a little bit on that silk breathing because that's actually one of the fundamental things to do. And the Yang style is from Chen style. It was developed out of Chen style. I think I've told you the story. Some of you might know the story. Master Yang, I forgot his, I just know his, he had a trade name, right? He had like a trademark name. So let's do the cloud hand. His trademark name was Yang Wu Di. Yang with no enemies. The reason he had no enemies because no one could stand before him, so no one would fight him. That was his trade name. Anyway, the story is that Mr. Yang, he really enjoyed learning martial arts, and he was working at a Chinese herb shop. Okay. Relax the arm, turn the hip, ever so gently, so it's not just the arm. And there was some ruffian came into the herb shop, and his boss says, "Would you get rid of this guy?" And this guy just beat up Master Yang, despite Master Yang having studied martial arts. So the herbalist had to come out and take care of it. And the herbalist said he was from Chen village. And he said, everybody in my village knows how to do this. And so Master Yang, being a lover of martial arts, traveled to Chen village and ingratiated himself into the family because they were not teaching other people outside the family, outside the village. And he studied on and on. He studied for a total of 12 years. He studied I think he did 3 periods of study for about 4 years each period, because he would leave after 4 years, go out to try to establish his name, get beat up and come back to study more. And I think after the last period, then he became Yang with no enemies. And that's how we got Yang style. Okay, feel your hip move in this. So I'm really thinking of my hip engaging, my hip joint engaging into this. I'm going to break my rule about posture and look at you guys in my other computer here. So you can feel the eye of observation on you. Okay, just push into the leg, turn the hip joint. Relax the arm down, feel the way the arm drop. Okay, and then push into the other leg and drive from this leg through this hip to the other hip. Feel the legs work. Now you don't have to go deep. You can do this as a higher posture too. You just want to feel the activation. Okay. Now, if you take the shorter posture, if you take the less wide posture, then the arms don't go out as wide. The arms are going to match, the hands are going to match the feet. So the hands will be just here. Okay. So I'm kind of learning a little bit of the boundaries of my body, my range. Okay, if I want to reach farther, I need to support myself to reach farther, right? If I'm here like this and I reach, I'm outside my base of support. So I'll have to try to compensate. But then this is kind of a little bit weaker because it's too extended. So the whole idea of Tai Chi is that use your body, to use your legs to support, or use your body to support the weaker parts. Okay. Good. Let's just add a move into this because it's part of the form. So 1, 2, so we're going to do, just go step up, and then we'll do the single whip. Okay. And from single whip, you start the cloud hand. So you can add single whip to your cloud hand. And you just go side to side. As I step, remember we talked about root into the leg. Okay, sit into the hip. This way we don't strain the knee by pushing the knee forward. You got to sit it a little bit into the hip. So we can take small steps. Just learn what body parts, feel which body parts you need to make the movement. You take small steps. Okay, the whole idea is just to take. It's just to feel how the body works. Okay, let's take one more step and we'll do our single whip. I may keep track of the time. I can really get lost in this. Okay, when we do the single whip, right? Don't lean forward. Be in good, upright, natural posture. So this is notice how everything is straight. Okay. Right here. You know, the body's straight, the trunk is straight. I'm just shifted the trunk slightly over. My front knee is not too far extended. This is a really weakened position. Right there, the front, the shin, the foreleg is 90 degrees to the floor or right above the knee right above the ankle. If you need, you can have the knee slightly behind the ankle. It's not the technical form, but just like here is good. And you can just hang here for a little bit. Relax the shoulder. Pull that shoulder blade down, back, and around. And just feel this posture. Feel how the legs are really supporting this structure here, your torso. Relax the shoulder, let the elbow sink. Have the hand, imagine something's holding up the fingers here. And see if you can just let everything sink. Pull the chin in. Okay. Just feel the legs. Now, if you have strain in the knee, just stand up, readjust, find out what's going on. It's like this leg, it might be weak, so you want to strengthen that. Or maybe you need a little strength in the arches. So maybe you need to grab a little bit with the toes on the floor or push the ball of the big toe down. That will help create that arch. Okay. If you push the ball of the big toe down, it pushes the ball of the little toe in too. And that might help create that arch, so that gives that support to the knee. Okay. You can feel your feet support this. So your feet are support your feet. The most important thing because it supports the rest of you. Okay. If your feet muscles aren't working, that creates some knee misalignment, which creates some hip misalignment, which can cause shoulder back stuff. So just, you know, you can just, and you can have a little shorter stance too. Just get that, just have your feet. Feel how everything in your body works together. Okay, relax. All right. So let's just do a little bit of the silk wheeling. I don't want us to forget it. It's a very nice way to, it's a really good workout too, so. So that was Yang style. So Yang style is a little, it's not as expressive, so to speak, as Chen style. Chen style, they really want to work on these types of joint movements. So we'll start with the, you know, you can start with this narrow stance or wider. Just again, sitting in the hip joint, sitting in the iliac crest. You have your hand here. Okay. The tradition is to have the hand here, but you can put your hand here so you can feel when the body moves, the hand moves. Okay. I'll just do the traditional way. So elbows too high. Drop the elbow by rotating that shoulder blade down, relax the deltoid. And then let the arm just sink down, sinks down. I lower my hip, think of lowering the hip. Okay, now I try to keep the hips at the same height and we just rotate the hip. And we just go slow. We don't need to be very big circles. Let me go here just so you can see what I'm doing with this side view. This is it right here, my hand in front of the face, and then drop. And then I'm going to use my hip a little to make my hand come here. So I'm using my hip to turn my trunk. Okay. If I just use my shoulder, it's like I leave my rest of my body behind. So I just come here, turn the trunk, and settle in. Relax. Feel the wave in the arm, settle into the legs. When I come out, I'm turning my hip out. I'm feeling the energy or the push come from the back leg and down. Won't do a few of these. These can be quite intense. But notice that shifting the weight changes from leg to leg. You don't need to do it on purpose. Just by turning the hip, you will see how the weight starts shifting from leg to leg. Okay. I'll go this view here for you guys. Up. I don't reach here yet because I haven't turned my body right. It's just up the middle, slightly ahead of myself, and down. Okay. One more time. And then we'll just, and look how we do that, almost like the cloud hands for the exchange. Just relax. Relax. You can even let the arm, almost feel like the arm is so heavy. When it comes out, just, you can even imagine it just opens and folds out the shoulder joint, you know, just to get that relaxation. Okay. Again, when my hand comes up, something in the back goes down. I have a sensation in the back. You can think holding something here, like a peach. Peach, a traditional Chinese fruit, I guess. Chop. Although it's not peach season. Drop. Feel the hip joints work. Okay. You really, okay, just see, I gotta work the hip joints into this. 1, 2, 1. Okay, and if you put your hand, take your time, you can put it on the, I guess the medial glute or back there by the glute. You can see that your glute's being activated. It is, your glute is working. If you put your hand on the other glute, it is working. Okay. Without you having to tense it, you're just moving. Chin in, head up, good posture. Okay, let's inhale. Okay, I think I will switch to landscape view so I can do the form. I think that works better for the form. Okay, so we'll go to the landscape view. Do this. Okay, let's see if that works for the form. All right. Okay. All right, good. I can see myself in my computer, so I know it's much better for me to see in the computer. So I'll face behind you. I can see myself in my computer and I can see you. So All right. So let's try a little bit of the form. Okay, form practice, this FYI form practice is a way to try to connect all these individual movements and learn to transition, right? Another thing about it is it's also learning how to move, to have continuous movement. Okay, so this is goals to form practice. So there's a desire to learn continuous movement, trying to maintain, you know, all the postural alignment as you go from posture to posture. So, you know, so that's why it's slow, because there's a lot going on, right? So it allows you to self-correct. Now, and don't be like overanalyzed and think about if this right, this right. Just, you know, notice stuff, right? As you notice stuff, then that will self-correct itself because you notice something, okay? So it's just a matter of just paying attention. All right, ready? So let's try a little bit of the form. Okay, I think I need to go forward a little. All right, ready? Let's pull the chin in, pull the shoulder blades back and down, head up. See if you can take a nice breath in without straining, right? Nice, good breath in. Okay. Ready? So we can just inhale to start. So begin, nice and slow. As you raise the hands, the weight goes down the backside of the body into the feet. Because something goes up, something has to come down in the body. And then we relax. Okay. Pull the chin in. Okay. Sit back a little bit. Bend, slight bend in the knee. We don't need to have an excessive bend. Look to the right. Okay. And you can take smaller steps. I might have to take smaller steps just so I can stay within the camera view and you can see my feet. I'm going to take this ward off to the left. I'm going to step out, ward off to the right. I may not be looking right ahead. I'm kind of looking at my computer so I can see if I'm still in the picture frame. Okay, relax the shoulder. It's really, sometimes with tendency to do this, just relax that shoulder down. Okay, when this hand comes up, relax this other shoulder, left shoulder, so it doesn't rise up. Okay, keep everything into the ground almost, like they say, keep everything into the ground. Imagine you are moving from the ground. Okay, let's go this way. Now we'll go to single whip. Imagine the hands plow through the ground here. Your legs is really, the right leg is into the ground. The right leg is so strong into the ground, it's like a post. You can just gently lift up your knee, step out to single whip. One, single whip. Okay, look to the front, open the hook, relax down. Now, are you at home? It's really difficult for you probably to figure out the direction based on the camera. So just go in any direction. Just work on the principles of relax, slow movement. Okay, good posture. Now, with this posture here, the right hand could be tension in the right shoulder. So wherever your hand is irrelevant. I want you to have that shoulder, that right shoulder relaxed, and the shoulder's relaxing down into the body. That shoulder blade rolling back and down. So it doesn't matter even if your hand is like here. Just kind of work with what you have. Then let's turn the hip to bring the hand forward, drop it, and turn the hip to bring the other hand around. Okay, right hand to this, soft, and this is brush knee now. And we did a lot of brush knee, so okay. Feel that back foot stabilize and align itself. Feel your core, support your low back. Okay, let's push off. You know, Tai Chi is not all about just relaxation. It's relaxation for a purpose. As I push off, what's going on with the back knee? Is my back arch of my foot caving in? Try to support that arch will help your knee, right? Okay, let's go ahead, let's go forward. One, so let's remember that transition. And feel the arches of your foot. Go forward again. You step forward, I'm going to step back so I have room. Okay, here's our brush knee. When you finish, just work a little bit with it, work a little bit with the transition, work a little bit with the posture. Come up, 2. Okay, we do this, this is play guitar. We do another brush knee. And now we're going to work with the punch. So let's relax with the punch. Right elbow relax, let the arms just sink down. Right hand makes a fist, the heaviness of the fist. And I'm going to bring my right foot up. I'm going to turn my hip to the left, to the outside. Then turn my hip the other way, and then plant my right. And turn my hip to the right. Drop my right foot root into the ground. My hip might be still facing a little bit to the right corner. I step forward with the left foot. And then I just turn my right hip slightly forward, matching the fist, matching the speed of the right hip turning. Keep turning to the left with the hip slightly. So see all these movements as movements from the trunk, from the hip. Okay. Then I'm going to open my hip to the front. Cross the hands. Double check your feet, double check your posture. Show the shoulder blades nice and unhunched. Okay. So let's just work a little bit with this move here. So we're going to do the embrace side return mount. And you don't need to go all the way. You can just go to the side if you want, whatever is easier for you. So I'll just go this way. Okay. So we don't need to have all this. You know, when we get on person outside, we can be a little bit more precise about the direction. But it's more important for you to have a smooth, flowing form. Okay, push. Okay, so we're just going to turn about and then fist under elbow. Okay. Let me just show you how I did. So I did my push. So we can think about single whip, right? Single whip. We do single whip, but this time, instead of the whip coming out, we have the fist under elbow. And then we're going to open the fist and we'll do our stepping backwards. Okay, when we step backwards, really important, this shoulder, back shoulder, drop and relax. Okay. The weight of the arms all right on your ribs, the ribs right on your hips, hips right on your feet. Pull the knee up slightly. And then transfer weight. Imagine, okay, so you think of the marshmallow behind you, pushing your back into that marshmallow, pushing the marshmallow in front of you. Okay, relax the shoulders. Step back, push your back into the marshmallow. Push the marshmallow away from you. This hand pushes the marshmallow away from you. So you're really pushing into something. Your back is really pushing into something. Okay, let's try one more time. Let me see if I'm still in the camera. I guess I am. Okay, let's do the transition. I'll show you the transition here. Turn. Step up. Move the hip. Okay. Plant the heel. Hip doesn't go beyond the ankle. Support your knee, right? Relax. Lift the head. Then we go to shoulder strike to white crane spreads wings. Remember we talked about the right shoulder being relaxed, turning the hip, turning the hip, turning the hip, pushing off. Okay, needle bottom of C. Just pretend you're reaching for a low chair, just with your butt feet. And you might want to pull your other foot in a little bit just to try to get to that seat, but just here. And so the seat's just about here. That's good enough so you can engage the glute, the hamstring, right? Without compromising your knee. Then push off the heel of the back foot, engage the hamstring, engage the glute, and then step forward. Relieve that strain. Okay. Okay, this posture, root into the ground, be supported, leg strong. Then turn, do the turn and chop. We'll just do a little bit more and then we'll finish. 1, 2. Okay. All right. Let's finish from here. We'll just do from here and we'll finish. So we'll just do the punch. You guys can see the punch. You can see the punch. All right. The punch. Okay. I don't let my knee cave in. All right. I'm just going to close from here so I can face you guys. I can cross the hands. Always stay in good practice. Okay. Imagine the spine lifts straight up. Okay, before we finish, we'll just do a few spins. Kind of put us back into everyday life. We do a couple up and down. You don't need to lift the hands right high, just kind of enough to feel that weight of the arms on the feet. So I'm only going to here. All right, very good. Okay, excellent. Okay, great. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys next week, hopefully. I'm go back to gallery view here so I can see all you guys. Okay, great. So I'll put it up on YouTube and you know, just I'll be able to do it today. So I found a quick way to streamline this whole process. So you'll see it on my channel, and that'd be great. And I'll see you guys hopefully next week. And you know, the weather, as the weather gets better, the weather's getting better, although not ideal yet. We can go outside. So we'll see what happens maybe in March. Okay. All right. Great. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Bob. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Bye, Dee. Bye, Karen. Bye, Miriam.